There is no doubt that marketing has become incredibly powerful today, because what's happening is, and this is average consumers don't realize is that when you go to any website, whether it's cnn.com or whether you're going to some, maybe some website that talks about gardening or whatever topics, we browse content all the time. Oftentimes anonymous aspects of our data is sold in the marketplace, and the whole idea is, of course, not to give your personal information out, but if you stitch it together, you can actually kind of get a pretty good idea as to what someone's purchase intent is. And this is something marketers have been using quite effectively. Remarketing, retargeting, all of these techniques are available, they're all legal. And so all of that is fine. The other aspect is that, look, I'm a marketer myself, and I believe that marketers are in the business of nudging people, persuading shoppers to buy. We're also allowed, and I think it's totally fine, to use information that we have to market products effectively. And so all of that is fine. However, there is an ethical line, and I think no marketer should ever cross that, because once you cross that ethical line, then the whole point of marketing is lost. And I think we should talk about this. I think it's an important question. I'm trying to figure it out myself. What is the line for us? Where do we, obviously there are some black and white aspects of that line. The example I'm going to show today is clearly a black and white example of what's wrong and what's right, but there is a gray area as well, and even that bothers me, and I haven't figured it out myself, because as a marketer, I'm enthusiastic about, it's this little kind of it's a little battle between the consumer and the product. You're trying to do the best you can to kind of make the product look relevant and look interesting and appealing. McDonald's, for example, if I was McDonald's, I'm trying to sell more hamburgers. But if I know that I'm selling hamburgers and that's directly increasing obesity, then I feel I have to ask myself, what is the point of this, and really have a conversation with the broader team. There are other things that are less kind of like, for example, I don't know if I can blame Budweiser to take responsibility for an idiot who drinks 20 beers and then drives really fast on the highway, right? So I kind of feel like, so that's a little more of a gray area. So we're, as marketers, always trying to work through this. But I want to show you an example of something that happened that I experienced today on CNN. So I was on CNN. I saw an Outbrain ad. Now, as a marketer, I know that Outbrain oftentimes would be an ad that is kind of, not necessarily the best ads. But even so, like I said, there are ethical lines. So what happened was that I clicked on the ad, and then I went to this website. It says Smart Consumer Today, perfectly legitimate, looking headline. And there's a product they're trying to sell, of course. I know exactly what they're selling. They're selling a CPAP. Now, it just so happens that I've been doing some research on CPAP, and so I've gone to a bunch of websites that have CPAP products, and so this ad I can see where it's coming from. And I was looking through it, and one thing that kind of I was not really that impressed by it. As a marketer, I'm always thinking skeptically. But what really surprised me was that they had 347 customer reviews. Comments. That seemed like a pretty strong, compelling social proof element. So I was quite impressed by that. And then what does this look like to you? To me, it's very obvious. It looks like Facebook. And then I saw all these comments, and I started reading them. And one of the comments, like over here, Judy is referencing something that Dana said. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'd like to see what Dana said. And I was like, oh, there's a Dana over here. And it says top commenter. There's a follow button. It says 172 followers. And then I started getting a little kind of, like a little more cautious or curious. And so I realized that this is not a clickable element. So you really can't do anything with this drop down. This is a screenshot. This Facebook interface that they have is literally, someone actually went in and took a screenshot. Dana Wolf, it says there's a star over here. Who knows what the hell the star means? You can't, none of these are interactable. So it says 13 minutes ago. I've taken I saw this article in the morning. It's mid-afternoon right now. So it's way more than 13 minutes ago. And I just was flabbergasted. I mean, to me, it is absolutely shocking that they literally have a fake customer comment interface. This is like clearly crossing the line of what is ethical. So the reason I wanted to make this post was to just caution us as marketers to be thoughtful and mindful of all the tools we have at our disposal and use them in a ethical and in a fair way. Thanks a lot. Hey, I wanted to pop back in for a quick second and say if you enjoyed this channel, please subscribe to my channel and you'll get ideas every time I publish a new idea. You'll be the first one to get notified. Also, we also write long form articles that talks about conversion ideas and strategies of the strategies that we use for improving website conversion rates. So if you head over to frictionless-commerce.com, on the website you'll actually see examples of our work. That's our commercial website, and then from there you can go to my blog, and on my blog there's a subscription option, and if you sign up to it, then you get email subscribe to articles that I publish all the time. Some are long form, some are short form, but a great way for us to keep in touch. Thanks a lot.